Alright, into Star Pack, and we're going to try and satisfy a request that came in quite a while ago, and I'll show it on screen in a second. And it is win with level 3 squid in Star Pack, extra points if you get its ability to work. So I've skipped here to turn 9 because a lot of the runs where you're trying to do stuff with Mantis Orca, or at least for me, they go the same. You know, you're trying to get level 3 jellyfish, or sometimes some of the other early game carry units can be okay, like Cassowary. But in this instance, I've got the level 3 jelly, which is incredibly helpful because it means I can take the hammerhead, which I didn't get the Orca on turn 9, but hammerhead is okay because we're going to get extra gold. And this is a very gold intensive process where you're trying to find crows and blobfish. And to be honest, you're trying to find the Orca in the first place as well. Now here, what I'm going to do is, now that I've got the stork to level 3, I'm going to have the mantis faint it next turn, which will mean it will turn into a level 3 tier 5. And we could potentially get one of the powerful scaling units, or we could get a level 3 hamster, which would also help us find the Orca. Unfortunately here we face eel, one of the most unbalanced units in the game. But not to worry, we still have a couple of hearts. So we faint the stork, a bit of a risk because we have invested a lot into it, and unfortunately it doesn't pay off because we get the lion. But let's carry on anyway. We'll go for the level 2 hammerhead as well, because I think although we want chocolate for whichever pet comes out of the Orca, spoilers, it's going to be squid, because I did this many times until I got a squid. If you're not aware, the odds are something like 1 in 40, maybe 1 in 45 to get a specific pet out of an Orca. And actually, funnily enough, there we get cuttlefish. So in the battle and in the following turn, we're going to get both the ink pets, which is a little bit spooky. But I think here what I'm going to do is, now that I have the frog, I'm going to look to transfer the stats of either the jellyfish or the mantis onto the squid. And I mean, I guess that's not completely necessary. I suppose we could just put popcorn on it and, you know, let it get buffed up by Spinosaurus. But since I roll a frog here, I decide, yeah, let's just go for a frog swap. Now, normally I would just swap the jellyfish here without even thinking about it. But instead, I realize that if I do that, I don't get the gold from the hammerhead anymore. And I'm really interested in that gold because it's going to cost a lot to get the squid to level 3. So instead I decide to swap the mantis instead. Now this has drawbacks as well, because as soon as you move away from the mantis, you're no longer going to be able to level up the squid with blobfish. Now here you can see I get the blobfish and I decide, on balance, it's better to level up the hammerhead, because having that extra gold per turn should make it much easier to find crows and also sell the crows. Here's Blitz, or at least the artist formerly known as Blitz. And I can't remember if we win or lose here. I think we are going to win, yeah. But squid is only on level 1, so we need 5 chocolates. And we don't have that many turns to do it. So mantis is done now. I suppose if I had another blobfish in the shop, I just could have kept it there. But instead we're going to take raptor strawberry, which gives us the good chance to win. Although maybe we'd be happier with some draws at this point. And I think I'm just going to start rolling, looking for the stuff that we need. Unfortunately, yeah, we can only look for crow. Blobfish isn't going to be good enough. I suppose I could, if I found a blobfish and a mantis at the same time, I could sell 2 units in order to get them both in there. But this is actually a really painful 1 HP loss. If that had been a draw, that would have been incredible, but unfortunately not to be. However, we do get a crow. So we'll take that, and I think I'll probably take the pepper as well. Okay, I'm going to think about the pepper. Stego as well, a unit for keeping yourself alive. You know, if we hadn't lost that last battle, I might not freeze the Stego here. But instead, I'm very worried about the run just ending. So we're going to keep looking for crow, but only having 5 slots available is not great. So we take the stego, and hopefully we're going to live to fight another day. Opposing raptor, so the jellyfish having the coconut didn't really do anything. But actually, because the units at the back are so weak, we end up tying. So do I take the pepper or not? I'm not sure what I'm keeping the pepper for. Okay, I'm giving up on the raptor because I want the empty space, but stego is definitely better. So we're just going to roll. We're not going to find many crows, unfortunately. And I guess this does bring up the fact that Star Pack does not have chocolate, and I'm pretty sure the developers have said that they regret not putting chocolate in there. I can definitely understand why they didn't do it, because the whole purpose of the pack was for it to play very differently to the existing packs. But you know, with the benefit of hindsight, it's easy to see how frustrating it is when you can't level up your pets without finding duplicates or crow. And to be honest, most of the time, you know, you're not playing with a pivot slot unless you're playing mantis or I guess starfish, although most teams tend to move away from starfish towards the end. So I think here, yeah, I'm just going to take another stego. Unfortunate, we're just not finding the crows that we're looking for. This team, I got matched with them a whole bunch of times. I'm not sure if they'll show up again later on in the bonus clips, but I had some frustrating losses to them for sure. But now we're on turn 8. We're on 8 trophies, and we still haven't found another crow. So the squid has stalled on level 1.5. And yeah, I mentioned it already, the number of pets that you can get from Orca is in the 40s. And say it maybe takes you 5-10 minutes, probably closer to 10, to get to the point where you find the Orca on average. I suppose you can faint multiple Orcas in one game, but a lot of the time you're going to end up with units from Star Pack, and that's just not really very interesting for a video if you faint an Orca and get an anteater, for instance. So we're on 9 now. We do find a crow, so I am going to get the squid to level 2. So that's something at least, but we're going to keep rolling down, and yeah, we're not going to find anything else. So what do we take for the last pet? I guess out of these, probably the stork. But a 2-1 stork on turn 18 feels pretty weak. We do match with a husky team, which is generally the best case scenario this late in the game. And they're actually going to get Nyala. So the commenter asked for a trumpet generator pet, and there you go. I'm not sure. I think maybe here, depending on what they got, if they didn't get Nyala, maybe I could have tied there. But yeah, even on the next turn, there was no way of me finding enough chocolate in time, I think. So here's a different scenario. We've got the level 2.66 wolf. And what I decided to do here is just hope for a tie and sacrifice the reindeer. But actually, it's another husky team, and we end up winning. So that one, the wolf got stuck at 2.66. The team was just too strong. Here's one where I got Warthog. This is actually a recent footage. This happened today. But unfortunately, you know, a lot of the time with these games, you're investing so much into the pet that you're trying to get to level 3. You just cannot compete with the shoebills and huskies that have been found on turn 7. So yeah, we got destroyed there. This one's a bit different because I actually my team here is a lot stronger, even though it only has 4 pets. And the reason is the level 2 Spinosaurus. So turn 13, I already have the vaquita ready to get to level 3 with the blobfish. However, if we win the next turn, that's not going to happen. So I have to sell the Spino there. I guess I don't have to sell it, but I was concerned about winning. So I sell the Spino, but it turns out that the next team is going to be a big scaled up team. And we could have easily kept the level 2 Spinosaurus and lost that battle. So a little bit unfortunate. But given that I have 3 hearts, or I have 2 now, I can try and bring this back. So we get the Spinosaurus here. And I think I'm just going to take Sabertooth and Platypus, because those both will generate extra triggers for the Spino. And next turn, the Platypus will be fainted and we can sell the duck for a little bit of gold back. I have the 2 peppers frozen, so the mantis, although it's a bit exposed at the moment, we can get it next turn. And here we face Rev GT. Pretty unfortunate. I think here he's practicing for the Team Tour 1v1s. And so he's playing a pretty horrible team. And we're just going to get crushed. I suspect we would have lost here, even if I'd still kept the level 2 Spinosaurus. Although, I don't know, sometimes it's difficult to work battles out when you have those type of units. And unfortunately here, the Spino buffs the duck, the only unit that it couldn't give any meaningful stats to. So we're going to buy, sell, and I think, yeah, I'll just put the pepper on the Sabertooth and then Toad, I guess. I could have actually here maybe risked everything and played the vaquita in the position beside the mantis. But double raptor, coconut, yeah, it's not going to matter. We've got no chance. Basically every team here that I was facing, every team has level 2 Shubil or level 2 Husky. So I would have to have a much stronger team than I do here, even though I have the 50-50 Mantis. But this run went a whole lot better. So you can see I had the level 3 Husky myself there. So we're on 9 and we've got the level 3 Eagle. Now, I could be wrong, but I feel like I've had level 3 Eagle in Star Pack before. I'll have to check if there's been a video of that already. But it's actually a polar bear team, but they don't have any pepper on the Sabertooth. So we are going to get rid of it with the Eagle. And then our Sabertooth, level 3 with the pepper, we're going to trade with the... Actually, yeah, we are going to trade. And although they get Orca at the end, followed by Nyala, and then when the Retriever comes in, we scrape the win. So out of all the many, many, many attempts, that was the only level 3 win that I got over the line. And I guess it's not surprising when it's a strong pet like the Eagle.